Hello world, welcome to another episode of my weekly rant dedicated to inspiring the change of mindsets, especially our African mindsets. In today's video, I want to discuss why competition is good. In fact, having a mindset that loves competition means you are always working to better yourself, which is a good thing. It is a big disservice to us when our African traditional cultures nurture us to hate being competitive. There is a good reason why, even before you were born, there was an ultimate competition in your mother's fallopian tubes, and the evidence is that you were conceived. I hope you agree that that was a good thing. That was good competition. It means competition actually ensures one's survival. That is why the societies that are the most competitive in today's world are the ones that are in a position to safeguard their survival. Let's take a quick example of the current COVID pandemic. As the whole world was being hammered by the virus, as hundreds of thousands were dying and our economic and social lives were put at a standstill, it is only those societies that are the most competitive, for example, China, Russia, US, that competed enough to be able to create the vaccine. On the other hand, it is the least competitive countries, like our African countries, that did not compete to produce the vaccine, but rather have just waited on to beg for the vaccine. So, it should not be lost on you that competition in science and technology has enabled some societies to find the solution to the socio-economic and health catastrophe that is COVID, and that ensures their survival. Of course, not all competition is good. It needs to be healthy competition. You need to adhere to the rules of healthy competition. Some of the oldest rules of healthy competition were set out more than 2,500 years ago in the classic Chinese book, The Art of War, which has greatly influenced the competitive edge of the Chinese, Japanese, and Koreans. Some of the best business schools up to today teach from this book. A good example of healthy competition is that when you find yourself losing customers to another business, instead of using underhand methods to steal customers or physically eliminating the competition, a healthy competitive strategy is for you to improve your quality of goods or services or decrease the price so that customers choose to come to your business. All this is fair and healthy competition. In our African cultures, when parents and society teach us from an early age that competition is bad and that all that is good is to be obedient, cooperative, and have good manners, we must appreciate that without learning the rules of healthy competition, many of us grow up to become adults and business people without a strong backbone of competitive strategies and tactics. The result is that our businesses always collapse within a short time, and we are always outcompeted by non-Africans both in our countries and out of Africa. The worst is that when we end up losing due to competition, we develop resentment and jealousy towards those that outcompeted us. How many stories have you heard of failing, jealous people who, instead of working to be more competitive, just work hard at harming or eliminating those that are successful? This doesn't help us. To prevent the sad state of affairs that has kept us being the least competitive in the world, we must change and start teaching our children to love and feel good about competition. A competitive mindset from an early age means that kids will not be ashamed of wanting to better themselves by competing, and adults will respect them. Whether you like it or not, everyone is competing in life. And when you see the Americans, Europeans, Chinese, Indians come to our countries and outperform us, it is largely because they nurtured competitive mindsets since they were young kids. We don't. We must change that. When we want to be competitive in life, it's too late. Thank you for listening. I hope you're working at sharpening your healthy, competitive mindset. And remember, changing our mindsets is the struggle.